All right, well, we made it to Friday as we take a live look over Billings right now. It's 6:45. The sunshine is apparently coming. Miller says it's coming. We're waiting for it. It might be a couple days. And thanks for joining us here on Montana This Morning. I'm Andrea Lutz. Victoria Hill is out this morning. We do start with some breaking news this morning. At least 8 people are dead following an overnight mass shooting in Indianapolis. Police responded to a FedEx facility after receiving reports of shots fired. The shooter killed 8 people before taking his own life. Police say at least 4 other people were taken to the hospital by ambulance, including 1 in critical condition. 3 others went to the hospital with other injuries. Some were treated and released at the scene. Now police are trying to determine what happened and what a possible motive for that shooting could be. We now go to Chicago, where newly released body cam footage shows a cop shooting and killing a 13-year-old boy. It sparked protests in the Windy City, and the mayor is urging demonstrations to remain peaceful, but has not criticized the officer's conduct. Adam Toledo is the youngest person killed by Chicago police in recent years. This comes as the department is struggling to make some reform. In Minnesota, protests in the wake of Dante Wright's death continue. His family says the officer should face more serious charges. Kim Potter made that first initial court appearance, facing second-degree manslaughter charges. Wright's family says the former officer should be charged with at least third-degree murder. Potter says she meant to deploy her taser, but grabbed her gun instead. Closing arguments start Monday in the Derek Chauvin trial after the defense rested its case. Chauvin, who's charged with murdering George Floyd, declined to take the stand in his own defense. The jury will be sequestered during deliberations. A Billings man admits he shot and killed another man in the West End Dairy Queen parking lot last summer. Raheem Calloway pled guilty to deliberate homicide in the death of Christian Henning. The 2 men got into an argument over a $100 recording deal online. They agreed to meet at the Dairy Queen. Calloway shot Henning several times. In exchange for a plea, prosecutors will seek a 60-year sentence. Police say they do need your help to solve a gun burglary. 7 guns were stolen from the Shipton's Big R on North 14th Street earlier this week. So ATF released pictures of this person and that vehicle of interest in the case. A reward of up to $5,000 is offered for information. And if you know anything that could help solve the case, you can call the ATF tip line and Billings Police. A Great Falls man is now behind bars after police say he started a fire that left several people without a place to live. Donovan Stanley is charged with felony arson and felony criminal endangerment. No one was hurt at this fire on Fox Hollow, in the Fox Hollow apartments in Great Falls, but a cat did die. There's no word on a possible motive, but we are told that Stanley also lived at that complex. A Great Falls judge is reacting after a unique sentence he handed down was overturned by the Montana Supreme Court. In 2017, Ryan Morris and Troy Nelson lied to Judge Greg Pinsky about being veterans to try and get a lesser sentence. Pinsky ordered them to stand at the local Veterans Memorial every Memorial Day and wear a sign saying they lied and dishonored veterans. Pinsky said he was disappointed in the Supreme Court's ruling, but wouldn't hesitate to do it again. A bear attack lands somebody in the hospital and has led to the closure of parts of the Custer-Gallatin National Forest. The victim is a West Yellowstone resident who was taken to Idaho Falls with severe injuries. This is a look at that closed area of the forest, including the Boundary Trail. Baker's Hole Campground is currently closed for winter. Investigators haven't identified the bear, but they do believe it was a grizzly. A case of COVID-19 has forced the Montana legislature to cancel today's session. The person who tested positive is a lobbyist and had contact with several lawmakers. Officials say contact tracing has already begun, but it's the first time this year the legislature has shut down a floor session because of COVID. At this point, the legislature is scheduled to still meet again on Monday. State Republicans issued subpoenas to all 7 sitting justices on the Montana Supreme Court. They're ordered to produce all office, email, texts, and phone calls from their personal and office phones for the first 15 weeks of the year. The lawmakers want to see whether bias exists on new laws that may come before the court. In particular, the law that gives Governor Greg Gianforte more power to appoint state judges. So far, the justices haven't commented on the subpoenas. Legislative Democrats, though, call the move from their colleagues a baseless attempt to slander the judiciary.
Seeing policy after policy move through the legislature, not just this session, but in sessions past, that even on their face are unconstitutional. We find that what we're seeing this session is just an unprecedented attack on the judiciary, trying to bring down their work of holding those unconstitutional pieces accountable.
A new select committee will hold its first organizational meeting today to investigate the judiciary. A Colorado drug investigator has a warning for the committee working to regulate legal marijuana in Montana. He says they need to craft thorough and clear regulations. The drug agent talked about some of the negative impacts Colorado saw after it legalized marijuana, including problems with indoor grow operations. And he says allowing people to grow marijuana at home could enter the black market.
I think we are a good test case for what not to do initially and then what to do afterwards, because we've spent a tremendous amount of time. I mean, what's nice is you're on the front end of this thing and you are enacting rules and regulations to hopefully prevent a lot of what we went through.
The committee narrowed it down to two large reform proposals, House Bill 701 and 670. Those rolling blackouts that cut power to the Bakken during February's deep freeze also cut North Dakota's oil production by as much as 6%. New reports show the February power issues slashed the state's oil production by more than 1 million barrels in February. That decrease in production was twice what the agency anticipated. The February deep freeze forced the Western Area Power Administration to conduct rolling blackouts across its system. The outages affected 3 of North Dakota's top oil-producing areas. On a warmer note, oil prices remain favorable this month for North Dakota sweet crude, selling at $56 a barrel, its highest since October of 2018. 17 oil rigs are operating in the Bakken, along with 8 completion crews. Today, President Joe Biden will meet with Japan's Prime Minister at the White House. The meeting will be the president's first face-to-face interaction with a world leader since taking office. The pair is expected to discuss tensions with China and recent missile tests carried out by Korea, I should say. Legislation to close the gender pay gap has passed the House, but it does face a tough road in the Senate. The bill makes it easier to sue employers for pay discrimination and would ban employers from asking people not to discuss what they're paid. Opponents say the legislation will create opportunities for lawsuits. The bill needs 10 Republicans to vote for it, which is unlikely. There is some good news for music fans. The Magic City Blues Festival is coming back this summer. 12 bands will play on 2 stages, August 5th through the 7th. Organizers say there won't be any restrictions. You can expect a normal experience. Keb Mo takes the main stage on Friday, and G-Love and the Juice on Saturday. Acts on a smaller stage run 3 nights, starting on Thursday. Very few bowlers have ever rolled a perfect game, but one Montana family has achieved it some 18 times. MTN's Tom Wiley introduces us to the Quinbys.
After over 30 years of bowling, Great Falls native John Quinby rolled his first 300 game earlier this season, and his reaction says it all.
And then as soon as that ball hit and all 10 of the pins went back, I just lost it. I honestly started to cry a little bit. It was one of the greatest feelings I've had in my life. My kids being born, definitely better, but to finally get that first one, it just felt great.
But that just broke the seal for John. He's since rolled 2 more 300 games this year, bringing his season and lifetime total to 3. But he's not the only bowler in his family to reach perfection. John's younger brother Steve has also bowled 3 300 games this season.
To get 1 in September, 1 in October, and then to have him shoot 2, and then him get his 3rd one, and then me a week later to get my 3rd one of the year. It's been pretty awesome. It's not a lot of people can say that they've done it 3 times in a year, let alone 2 family members do it 3 times in a year. It's pretty cool.
Some people will bowl their entire lives without rolling a 300. But between the 2 brothers, they've done it 6 times in the past 8 months. But it's no surprise to one veteran bowler, their father, Wayne.
Yeah, proud papa, I guess you could say, because, you know, they tried so hard for a long time. There's a ton of good bowlers in Great Falls, a ton of them. And, you know, to see my boys up there, and both of them are, you know, they're high caliber now. They're doing something right.
John and Steve have a long way to go before they reach Dad's record of 11 300 games. Mostly, though, they're just glad he passed on his love of the sport.
We used to actually, in our basement when we were growing up, we made a bowling lane. We took some masking tape and taped out a lane in the basement, and we used to use my mom's dryer as a pin setter. We'd put bowling pins in it, turn it on so it sounded like a pin setter making noise.
But the Quinby legacy might add a new chapter soon. John's 5-year-old daughter, Charlotte, has tried her hand at the lanes, and it might not be long before she puts up a perfect score.
Yeah, maybe by the time she's 10, 11, who knows.
The third generation is on her way, so it's really awesome.
Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
It is a family affair for them.
That's cool.
Miller. What about you? High score?
I think I got like 211, 216 one time.
good.
I busted 200 a couple times. You a bowler?
I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm good at in this world, but bowling is probably not one of them. So I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But it is fun to do. I do
is
have fun doing it.
It is, yeah. I went bowling with my kids when we first got up here, and they destroyed me.
Did they really?
I've gotten older now, and they're like, Dad, do you want to use those little granny size? I'm like, be quiet.
Be quiet.
Yeah, I probably should have used them, though.
I mean, there's no shame. There's no shame.
Yeah, I think I got a -4. I don't know how you got that.
You did not. That's so funny.
All right, let's jump into some weather real quick. Here's your headline. This is a big headline. We have a better chance of snow coming as we get into Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday morning. I'll tell you about that here in just a bit. Now, we do have some snow this morning, some fog, and some rain out there, but we'll clear up to just cloudy skies later today, slowly getting warmer. In fact, tomorrow is looking pretty good. And we're going to have to put a stop on Sunday, though. We thought by Sunday we would get into the 60s, but that cold front coming in from the north with that Canadian clipper is actually coming in quicker than we anticipated. So we're looking at maybe into the mid-50s on Sunday, and then temperatures will drop as that front passes through. We'll start off with some rain in the afternoon, and that will transition to snow. A little light dusting on the rims this morning, 33 at the airport. Humidity up to about 92%. That dew point's at 31, so it's very close to our actual temperature, and that means we do have that patchy fog to deal with, and some slick roads too because of the rain and the snow, especially along I-90, 94 in the areas south. You can see where we do have that slug of moisture from Livingston down to Sheridan, where we do still have some flurries kicking up, even over near Broadus as well. Temperatures mainly in the 20s and 30s this morning. So we take a look across the state. We see temperatures in the 20s and 30s down in northern Wyoming as well. And there's your rain and snow I was talking about. I-90 to I-94 along that line in areas south. But this will start to clear out today as that high pressure moves in from the north. Still have those winter weather advisories in effect until lunchtime today. Could see another inch of snow down in Red Lodge over there, the Beartooth foothills. Also around the Bighorn and Pryor Mountains, we could see a couple of inches this morning as we go along. There's that high pressure coming in from the north, making Saturday look good. Not so much on Sunday. Here comes that cold front with an associated Canadian clipper coming with it. Dropping in on Sunday. Temperatures will fall as the day goes along. We'll start off with some snow along that, or some rain along that line, and then as we get into the evening, that will transition to snow, and we have a good chance of snow on and off Monday through Tuesday morning. How much snow are we looking at? It's our best chance of accumulation in a while. Right now, models seem to think 2+ inches. I have one model going 3 to 4 inches. Don't think that's going to happen, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Just let you know how strong this system is coming in from the north. So we start off with the flurries and some fog and rain this morning. Clouds this afternoon as high pressure takes over. Highs getting into the 40s and 50s. Look at those warm spots today in Kalispell and Missoula. Getting into the 60s, you lucky devil. We'll hit 60 briefly tomorrow here in Billings. Here comes Sunday as the bottom drops out. But once we get into the middle part of next week, we dry out and try to warm back up. Andrea.
All right, we do want to let you know that this is that last bonus weekend at Red Lodge to get some skiing in.
That's right, yeah.
So Saturday might be a good day for it. Sunday might be an okay day too, but there you go. This is a live look right now. There is a little bit of snow dropping out there, Miller.
Just a bit. Yeah.
I mean, get those ski runs in before they are gone.
One more time. Let's do it one more time.
All right, thanks for joining us. Everyone, have a great weekend.